Hello everyone, my name is Nazar, a student from Web 110, and today I want to show you my presentation about basic concepts of HTML or hypertext markup language. So let's get started. So what is basically an HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Is the code that is used to structure a web page and its content. For example, content could be structured within a set of paragraphs, a list of bullet points, or using images and data tables. So I put an image here to kind of illustrate what is actually the HTML look like. So HTML is basically like the human skeleton, the basic structure of the body, right? But you won't basically see the skeleton, right? It's kind of invisible to other human, right? To the human eyes. So I would like to call HTML is invisible language because you won't basically see the whole output that you kind of desire to your website. It's just used to structure the web page, right? Because in order to create a fully functional website, you need two more languages, which is CSS and JavaScript. CSS is basically used to create a design to the website, to make the website more appealing to the user. And if you want some functionality to the website, you basically need the JavaScript, which is kind of the more advanced topic, which is kind of requires some computer science skills. And you'll just basically need to know the concept of these three languages and what each of the languages are used for. So let's move on. So HTML uses elements. What is an element? So HTML is a markup language that defines the structure of your content. And HTML consists of series of elements which you use to enclose or wrap different parts of the content to make it appear a certain way or even act a certain way. The enclosing text can make a word or image hyperlink to somewhere else, can italicize words, can make the font bigger or smaller, and so on. So here's anatomy of HTML element. You will see this in every HTML document. You cannot just structure an HTML document without elements. So here's some basics of HTML anatomy. Every HTML document consists of two tags, which is opening tag and closing tag. It's how it look like. So there's probably two brackets. Within this bracket there is probably one or two digits, probably. Then there is a content within this tags. It just can be any words that you can imagine, any content, but also, which is kind of more important, there can be a nested text. So what does this mean is it can be more than one tag within the opening tag, right? And probably I won't suggest you to put like 3 or 4 tags within this opening tag, but if you're like a professional web developer, you can use this as well. And then this goes closing tag with / and the same kind of letters. In general, it creates an HTML element. So once you know about HTML element, you can dive into anatomy of HTML document. It's the basics. This kind of document you will see in every HTML web page. Every HTML web page. So the first line is doc type HTML. So when HTML was created, it was kind of sad to put this as the first line of code. Then it goes HTML link, so it's just basically a language that you will use in your website. And then there's a head tag. So this too is more likely advanced topics, so I don't want to talk about this, but you can just Google it, you can just use internet to search for this. But there's also a title tag, which is basically used to show what will be in a web browser tab. So for example, this like a web browser, and basically you will see the, so for example I'm using PowerPoint software, and you will basically see this like my test page. You will see this text over here. So I'm gonna explain it later when we'll go into practicing. So we just close the head tag and we go to the main part, to the body. That's what makes the website, right? That's where you will put 99% of your code of your scripts, right? We'll just close the body and we close the HTML tag and our HTML document is ready. So let's move on. So I wanted to talk about HTML formatted elements. Yeah, I know there's a bunch of HTML documents you can use for formatting text, but I just want to talk about some basics. So I put bold text, B tag, there's a strong important text, I like italic text, like emphasize text, mark text, smaller text, and delete text. So I want to explain this. I just want to move into practice and show real examples of how it's gonna work, because I think the practicing is the best teacher. So I already have my HTML document. So I use the HTML editor. So you can just basically use any. You can just type HTML online editor, and there will be a bunch of, literally a lot of different HTML documents. You can also use different software IDE, which is fine, but it's more like for professionals. But let's just focus on this. So as you can see, I have a HTML document. You can, so as I said, like I can explain what this title means. So as you can see, that's what will display in the title. So I can just type wherever, like for example, Harper College, right? And it will display over here. So basically, title is this that will display in a web tab here. Alright, so let's talk about formatting elements. So for example, you can just type hello world, right? But as I can see, like you want to make it bold, so you can just use this tag P by doing this. So we need to open tag by using this. Okay, and now we need to close the tag, so you use the same, but you need to also use a / and the same letter B, and you, as you can see, you will got a bold text. Right, so let's try on with another example. For example, you want to make a text italic, so you use the opening tag, you put I. You can use whatever word you want, like hello. Also, you put / the same letter, and as you can see, you will get italic text. All right. Okay, let's practice with another one. You want, for example, a small text. So let's type small. Let's type, for example, small with / small, and as you can see, it's much smaller than these words, right? You can just type small letters, right? It looks smaller, right? So another tag that I kinda didn't know, and I just found out by doing this course, is deleted text. So let me show you how it's look like. Delete. So just / then del. And it's quite good when you kinda using some editor, using the SS. So it's quite a good tag for writing, right? To make, like, for example, if you made a mistake, you can just use this tag and just delete, like cross the word, right? Delete the word. So it's quite good tag to know. But once we know about some formatting elements, we can move on, right? Now I want to talk about HTML list tags. So whenever you have a list, you can just use a list tag to make it appealing, to make it look a certain way. So let me say how it look like. So there is two types of tags: unordered HTML list and ordered HTML list. Let me start with unordered HTML list. So there is this text UL. So I just need to type this UL, then closing. So we just put a space here, and then we use the example. You want a list of high school classes, for example, math, then go English, and then science. So as you can see, it's a bulleted list, right? There's three elements in this list that you type. Okay, so for example, we want ordered list, so you just type all. Let me use a closing tag, and we use as an example this concept. Leave. Okay, let's just type the same math. So we got that right. So as you can see now, it became an ordered list, right? So you can just type. So you can just continue to type the same. That's what you will got. So it's kind of your preference what list you want to use, but yeah, I'll just give you an example of how it's gonna look like. One to another. HTML link tag. I think it's quite important topic for basic of HTML concepts, so that's what I'm gonna talk about. So as you can see in the picture, that's how the link tag looks like. So it's a tag followed by href, then it goes a link to your desired website that you want to put into. Right, then you close the opening tag. What's more important, this all href goes into opening tag. Then you just close this opening tag and type the tag that you want to put link to, and then you'll just close the tag. So I'm gonna explain how it's gonna work. So just type a, then href equals, and you will, for example, go into google.com, right? So you just type google.com, and you close the opening tag. You, for example, type google, then closing tag, and as you can see, the word Google became underlined and changed the color. It means that there's a link behind this. All right, so you just can click on this and it will direct you to the google.com, right? All right, so there's one more topic that I want to talk about is it's HTML colors. So as I said you before, you need a CSS to kind of create a design, but there's certain HTML tags that can use within the HTML code in order to create certain designs, simple designs. One of them is you can change the color of the text, so it's quite useful. And I'm gonna explain how it's gonna work. So we can just type a new paragraph, right? Within the opening tag, you just type style, then you type color dash, and you just need to, so let's take a picture. Let's look at the picture. So there is hex code for each of the color, right? But you can ask a question where I can find the hex code. So you can just type like, let me, do this. Let me do this. Here, you can just type HTML color codes and you will get this website. You can just type this and it's pretty simple. You just drag this circle and it will change the color for you, right? So for example, you want like 100% dark. How you can get this color? So you can see this is the code for the color, right? You can see, like, for example, you want the red, full 100% red. So you can just type this. You can just copy this and use this for your code, right? So you just paste this into. Then you need some word. For example, you want the word red, and you can see the text became red. You can just use any words like hello, right? It became hello. Any word will work, as you can see. So it was basically my concept of HTML, and within those knowledge you can literally create a simple website with pretty much 10 minutes of work, as I showed you, right? So yeah, that's basically it. Here's my resources that I used in order to create this presentation. And yeah, thank you for watching my presentation and goodbye.